My wife came home from the nightclub and screamed, "Then divorce me!" But my single reply made her race home in panic. The music from the club was still pulsing through her voice when she yelled it. "If you don't like it, Morel, divorce me." She stood outside the Uber, one heel already broken, eyeliner smeared like war paint, hair reeking of vodka and someone else's cologne. I was in the doorway in socks, holding her wedding ring, not because she had taken it off, but because I'd found it on the bathroom floor next to an unopened pregnancy test. Yeah, that part comes later. 3 minutes before she stepped out of that car and screamed her ultimatum into the night, she had sent me a photo from Midnight Thirst, that overhyped new rooftop club where half the city's marriages quietly die. She was wrapped around a guy with platinum hair and a tattoo of a crying baby on his neck. Caption, "Relax, babe, it's just dancing." 3 minutes after she told me to divorce her, she was pounding on the front door like her entire life was on the line. Because I didn't argue, I didn't beg, I didn't even stay in the conversation. I simply replied to her photo with one of my own. Not a picture of me, not another woman, just an open drawer. Her drawer, and the single item inside that changed everything. She thought she had secrets. She didn't realize I'd already found the keys. I didn't chase her, didn't yell, didn't slam anything. I just locked the door quietly behind me and walked out into the night like a ghost who'd finally decided to stop haunting his own house. But inside I was on fire. Her words kept echoing. "If you don't like it, divorce me." Not said in pain, not in desperation, said casually, like she was offering me a side order I could decline. Like my heartbreak was just a minor inconvenience she couldn't be bothered to fix. She still saw me as that same guy. The one who cried when she left me on red during lunch. The one who apologized for raising his voice after finding lipstick on her scarf. The one who swallowed the glitch of a Valentine's Day hotel booked in another man's name. That was me. But tonight wasn't going to end like the others. Because what she didn't know was that I'd started preparing weeks earlier. Quietly, softly, exactly the same way she'd been lying. That drawer in the photo, it was hers. The one she thought I never touched. Old cards, receipts, girls' trip souvenirs. I hadn't opened it until last Thursday. That's when I found the burner phone. Cheap, off-brand, powered off, hidden behind a travel candle and an expired gym pass. I charged it, opened it, and had to sit down. Dozens of messages, photos, voice notes, all from one number, saved simply as X. Some made my stomach turn. Others made my hands shake. But I said nothing. I played dumb. I kissed her goodnight like nothing had changed. Because I needed time. And tonight, she gave me everything. When she sent me that club photo, same guy, same tattoo, same face from the burner phone selfies, I didn't scream. I just photographed the open drawer with the phone glowing inside and sent it with one word. Oops. 30 seconds later, seen. 30 seconds after that, typing, then nothing. Then the Uber notification appeared on our shared account. Drop off home. ETA 3 minutes. She wasn't coming home to talk. She was coming to delete evidence, to cover tracks, to beg. She had no idea I'd already duplicated everything from that phone. 11 days earlier, every message, photo, video, location stamp, quietly copied to a hidden cloud folder labeled Photoshop Presets. She never suspected. She barely looked at me anymore. When she burst through the door, heels in hand, mascara streaking, breathing like she'd run a marathon, she saw the drawer still open, the phone exactly where I left it, last conversation still glowing on the screen. She snatched it like it was a live grenade. "What did you do, Meryl?" she hissed, voice cracking between fury and terror. I tilted my head, calm as ever. "You told me to divorce you. I'm just following through." That's when she understood I wasn't bluffing. I'd had the phone for over a week. I had screenshots of your girls' weekend last month. Guess who really booked the hotel? It wasn't your friend Dahlia. Her face drained of color. She opened her mouth, but no words came. And then I delivered the line that finally broke her. The best part? I haven't sent anything to your mother yet. Haven't emailed your job either. But that cloud folder is real, and it's shared. She lunged, grabbed my arm, full panic mode. Please, you don't understand. It wasn't like that. I made mistakes, okay? But if you love me, you won't ruin my life over one. One what? I cut in, calm finally cracking. One night? 1 year? One burner phone? One man? One baby? The word baby landed like a physical blow. She stumbled backward, mouth open. No sound. I knew. And now she knew I knew everything. I walked away. For the first time in our entire marriage, I walked away, and she didn't follow. Not immediately. She expected the usual pattern. I'd cool off on the couch, overthink, then come back apologizing for making her feel bad. That's how every fight had ended. Me folding, her rewriting reality. Not tonight. While she stared at that phone like it had just detonated her life, I got in my car and drove straight to the one person who deserved to know the truth. Her sister Janelle. Janelle, maid of honor at our wedding, childhood best friend, the only person who ever quietly pulled me aside and asked, "Is Kiara treating you right?" I never answered back then. Too ashamed, too loyal. Tonight I had no shame left. I arrived at her place around 1:30 a.m., handed her the flash drive, opened the folder named Oops. I watched her face travel through confusion, shock, horror. She covered her mouth when she reached the videos, asked 3 times if the messages were real, asked once if I was okay. I wasn't, but I nodded anyway. Then she said the sentence that changed everything. "You know she lied about the miscarriage too, right?" I froze. What miscarriage? She told me she lost it, but I saw her at the clinic. She wasn't alone, and it wasn't your name on the intake form. The room tilted. All those strange excuses, stress headaches, mood swings. The night she locked herself in the bathroom crying for no reason. Not grief, guilt. I left Janelle's apartment with something far more valuable than revenge. Confirmation, a credible witness, and a very clear plan. The rest unfolded like clockwork. Corporate HR opened an investigation. Her mother, retired judge, sent me a voicemail that started with, "I am disgusted," and ended with, "Whatever you need, I will help." Kiara showed up sobbing at my hotel lobby. Security escorted her out. She tried everything: defensive texts, frantic calls, crocodile tears, passive-aggressive Instagram posts, healing, not hating, even a lawyer threatening privacy violation and defamation. None of it worked. In the end, she sent one final email. "I didn't think you had it in you." I replied once, "Neither did I. Thank you for showing me." Now I live in a small apartment above a bookstore. The owner, an older guy named Wes, gives me free coffee in exchange for occasional tech help. I work remotely, mostly freelance. Less stress, more peace. I started journaling again, something I hadn't done since before the wedding, when I still remembered what my own voice sounded like. A few weeks ago, I met someone new. No, this isn't one of those "she saved me" endings. I saved myself. But she's kind. She listens. She doesn't flinch when I talk about what happened. She never makes me feel like I have to shrink to fit. Kiara is just a chapter now. A very painful, very expensive lesson. The most important thing I learned: loving someone doesn't mean tolerating their destruction of you. Being the nice guy doesn't mean you have to stay silent forever. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is collect the evidence quietly. Then walk away with your dignity intact while they stand frozen in the ruins of the life they thought they controlled. To anyone reading this who's been made to feel too sensitive, too jealous, too small to matter, you're not. You're just waiting for the moment you remember how powerful you really are.